So, when last we left the Sun Puppies, Spyder had been back at the commission camp, recuperating, taking care of Horse and his horde of squirrels, trying to lure more squirrels to bolster their ranks after some of the encounters you guys have had. Amonit, Mayo, Agrin, and Jor decided to do some more dungeon delving. And in between saying goodbye to Spyder and coming back to the caves, Amonit had managed to convince one of the research commission people that work in the arena to cut the horn off of your undead unicorn, which then proceeded to finalize the change into its new form of a nightmare.
Not a nightmare, it is Sunbeam.
Yes, it is
Sunbeam.
After some, I wouldn't say smooth, because Sunbeam nearly smashed Amonit against a wall, but Agrin did calm Sunbeam down and has managed to convince it to, or him, I should say, to be his mount. Sorry. You manage to get into the caves and start finding some of the mineral that apparently is super tasty if you're in Earth Elemental form. And Jor nearly got taken through a portal by some Earth Elementals to who knows what fate.
And to clarify to Shayna/Sameo, officially its track name still is Rob Zombicorn.
Okay.
However, like, that's a little bit of a mouthful. That's for lineage reasons that it has to be Rob Zombicorn.
That's what's on the paperwork.
Uh-huh.
But the name we call when we're hanging out. Okay, got it.
The name it actually responds to is Sunbeam.
Okay.
For Spyder, while you were recuperating and having more squirrels filtering into Chef and Whisper's home, Sameo had left behind a very large flesh golem who you would notice while you were doing your thing. It seems to be really interested and puzzled by all of the very short tabaxis of the research commission. And Agrin had about 27 animated silverware lamps and brooms follow him home, who have now infested Chef and Whisper's home. So at this point, Spyder, anytime you go for a fork or a spoon, there's about a 25% chance that it will start moving and try to jump out of your hand or smack you in the face.
So Spyder will revert to his roots and now only eat with his hands.
Okay. After your encounter with the Earth Elementals in the underground section of the ruins, you had began heading out back to the Research Commission. Amonit actually runs ahead of you back towards camp to go visit Lester. And as you guys, unless you get sidetracked, which that's entirely possible, unless you get sidetracked, you will be entering the Research Commission Center area just as you see Lester taking off with Amonit on its back.
Ooh, what's that thing? Should soar through the air. Is that Amonit?
Mm-hmm. And so that is where we are at the moment.
Okay, so what are we doing now?
I want to know what that's about. Because I don't know if we've seen, or at least, well, I think maybe Agrin has seen him. I don't know if Samayo has actually met Lester, because that was Whisper.
I don't think Agrin really has met Lester.
Yeah.
But Agrin just kind of accepts that you guys have some weird friends and just
You're a part of that too.
Yeah, now we're part of it. So to say, well, Samaya will go to Whisper and Chef then. Like, what did Amonit just ride off on?
Chef and Whisper are looking a little bit worn out. Chef will turn to you and say, well, apparently it's called Lester. It's been torturing the arena folk for the last few days. It's pretty aggressive.
Is Amonit fighting it? Is he trying to wrestle it? Because he's not doing a very good job.
I don't know what Amonit's up to with that thing, but according to Jarek, Amonit's been snuggling up to it at night. Seems to be the only person outside of Whisper that can get close to Lester.
Huh. I guess he's okay then, so we don't have to worry about going after him and hunting this thing down.
Probably not. It's
Jor
probably...
wouldn't be worried anyways, Jordan.
I mean, of course, it's not like we have like a flying horse or anything. How would we capture it anyways?
Sunbeam at that actually kind of snorts right next to you, and you do notice that Sunbeam is in the house, even though it should not have fit through the door properly.
Oh,
Is there
Sunbeam.
still a normal-sized door there, or did it make its own door?
Nope, still normal sized door, but it is somehow in the house.
It just kind of flickers in between planes to get where it wants to go. Don't mind me.
Sunbeam, I didn't see you there. When did you get here?
It nuzzles you and then
Do I take fire damage?
you do not.
I want a pet Sunbeam.
So,
I feel like kinship with it with the whole switching planes thing.
it is pretty glorious. It does actually like nose at the plate that Chef has been like prepping some raw meat and had been setting it aside for whatever he's getting ready to make.
Grab it and hand it over.
I will look. Hey, Dad. Sunbeam here really likes hearts. I don't really know why. Seems kind of weird, but he's a good horse.
Your dad blinks at you and goes, "Horses don't normally eat heart, but
Don't
okay."
judge Sunbeam.
Everybody has their own personal tastes. You have to be nice about that. It's rude
So-
to be judgy.
I think I have some hearts from some native dinosaur-ish thing. They're kind of similar to the ones back home, but they've got like a round ball at the end of their tail. Sounds like the hunters have been taking a beating from these things, but I can give you one of those if you like.
Do you want that, Sunbeam?
Sunbeam nuzzles against your chest, kind of headbutts you, and looks expectantly.
I think that's a yes.
All right. Well, when in another plane of existence, brings out a still bleeding heart, and it's like, does he want it cooked or does he want it raw?
Probably not.
I think he could kind of cook it by himself, honestly.
As he eats it, just the heat from his I'm getting like cement mixer vibes from that thing's congealing that should not be.
Yeah. So Sunbeam is currently eating the heart of an
Ankylosaurus.
ankylosaurus.
No.
Okay. Agron will sit down. So does anybody have any like goals or things, or are we just going to run around aimlessly?
Well, Spyder's not in the room, right?
And that
No,
is a
Spyder spends a lot of time avoiding the evil horse thing, which he objects to being called a horse, strangely.
That's not a horse.
But when he has to be in the same room, he refuses to look at it.
Well, Spyder's not there, Samaya will say, well, we've been earning this money to try and sail off with Spyder, but we haven't actually talked to him in a little bit. So let's go try and find him.
Okay.
Whisper will let you know that probably he's been either on the outskirts of town because squirrels keep showing up, or he might be with the arena as his horse has been stabled there until he is ready for him.
Okay. Well, head there then.
Okay. In the arena, you see a short tabaxi, gray fur, silver, has actually little white tufts on the ends of its ears, kind of like sweeping up the entranceway. It's got a few bandages along its arm, and it's on its tail.
Lester was here.
Yep.
Agrin is actually gonna go try to find Horse. I forgot, is Horse female or male?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
Horse
just a big
was
horse.
female.
Okay, so he's gonna go try to find who's ever in charge of the animal husbandry and be like, male ethereal horse, female
Lightning horse.
lightning horse.
Thor. How many? Can we make an army? Can we just all have?
Go ahead and roll me a investigation check or perception to try to figure out who is involved with animal husbandry in the arena.
I guess it's gonna be, well, they're the same, weirdly.
I'm going with perception. Aw.
Still did better than me.
Okay. Well, you don't quite know which of the short tabaxi running around might be involved. You do see a couple of humans, but they seem to be more like practicing in the middle of the arena. You do, however, find, I think, Spyder and Horse.
Okay, good. How you been?
Spider's probably like perched on something if there's a tree nearby. It's like talking to the squirrels. Horse is, folded up underneath the tree.
Mm-hmm. So this is just outside of the arena, by the way, guys. There are trees around it, so you're not inside the arena section itself when you find Spyder.
Agrin in his gigantic bugbear, is trying to be as unobtrusive as possible.
Oh hell no! I climbed the tree. Immediately.
There's probably a dozen squirrels sitting on top of Spyder.
Actually,
he's having a serious conversation with it.
If Sameo starts looking like she's gonna climb the tree, Agrin will come up behind her, being 8 feet tall, and just kind of
hell.
Put her on the top, the nearest branch.
You're like, oh, that's convenient.
So, Spyder, while your companions are beginning to lift themselves in the tree, the squirrels are telling you a story about someone called the Vermin Lord, who has been in a great battle against someone called Sultan Myopia.
Okay. Let me write these down.
It's important information for our future.
Agrin will be like, I hope you don't mind me helping you, when he puts Sameo.
No, that's fine. This is a lot faster. Less splinters.
But then Agrin will be like, but I don't have to go up there, right? I'm a little scared of heights. And then he'll
No,
just
you're
sit next to
fine.
the
You're tall
tree.
enough as it is.
Also, I don't think any of those limbs will hold my weight.
Probably not. There's
I can't hold my finger out if they try to talk to me. Where are these villains?
So Sultan Myopia is to the north, in the hills.
What's he look like?
Well, he's fluffier than other hamster-like things. He's got a really short tail. He's got black and white spots all over him.
Oh no. 2 legs or 4?
He's got 4 legs, but he does sometimes walk on his back too. It's really weird. It's very disconcerting.
Is their enemy a giant guinea pig?
Please. Please. Becca, please.
Anyway, I'm not there, so never mind.
So black spots, 4 legs, very fluffy. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Really short tail.
Short tail.
He has been fighting against the Vermin Lord, who is much larger and does not have fur on his tail at all. Has kind of roundish ears, but they're not like a mouse. They're slightly different. He's got
Kind of
sharp
conical.
claws, and he's really odd. He wears a vest, and he's got this strap going across it with little things all over it.
Ooh, or is it a capybara?
How far north do you think they are?
Maybe it's one of those weird Louisiana swamp rats, the ones that are like the size of a Labrador. You know what I'm talking about? Nutria. It's a nutria.
What?
Well, we've gotten a little. So, you named the red one Rusty, right?
Yeah.
So Rusty is not the one that answers it. It is some of the ones that have joined you just recently. A little gray one tells you I had to travel for 14 days before I made it here when I left.
That's very brave of you. 14 days, that's a long time.
Apparently, I'm in GM mode, which I didn't realize until I just typed something in chat.
So who all approaches, and do they have the death horse with them?
Well, I'm already in the tree across from you.
So Samayo has climbed up the tree. Agrin is down below.
I don't know if Rob Zombicorn / Sunbeam is currently with me. Like, Agrin, as far as he's concerned, just kind of lets it do what it needs to do.
Not so much to-
Agrin trusts it implicitly. It's not. It doesn't believe it's evil at all. Thinks it's horsey.
It is horsey.
So Sunbeam is not immediately next to Agrin, but you do see this black, fiery horse with fire for a mane and its hooves on fire that singe the ground beneath it as it walks up, about 60 feet behind the others when Samayo climbs up the tree.
The not evil devil horse. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, super innocent, angelic, really.
Yeah.
Holy, one would say.
Uh-huh.
The undead horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will also put a note regarding this. This nightmarish red glowing horse does have 2 chains coming down on each side of its head that end into rather interesting looking daggers.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's like as she said that, I'm like, oh god, I forgot that we put the on there.
No, it's the remnant. It's the remnant of the Rob Zombicorn. Like that's why I liked that so much. When he does that, the song starts in the background.
Got it. So, hey, Samayo.
Hey, how are your squirrels? Oh, wait.
Oh, good. Got some new recruits here. Came to report.
Oh, cool.
This little guy here, I'm gonna call him Mouser. He came from 2 weeks away. Can you believe it?
Wow. I didn't know squirrels bothered traveling that far.
Well, you know, they heard about me, and kind of a big deal.
Well, you are rather large to be in the tree. The other big one stays down there. He's afraid.
Yeah. Well, you know, they really need help, and they came to plead their case. So I'm thinking about going on a little trip. You guys going back in the dungeon anytime soon?
I don't think so. What do they need help with?
Oh, there's a couple of villains up north that are causing problems.
Sounds fun. Hey, guys.
Agrin sitting beneath the tree will like pull out a sword like villains. We must defeat all villains.
They're furry villains, so I'm not sure what they do exactly. There's the Vermin Lord. He sounds pretty bad.
Well, we should go help then. Will they be able to lead us there?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you guys don't have to go if you're busy dungeon delving and stuff.
No, we almost got, well, not we almost, but Jor basically almost got kidnapped by a bunch of rocks, and I'd really rather that not happen again. So I feel like we should get some fresh air and time outside, above ground. If
I feel like this is
To
a
clarify,
challenge.
rocks with a K, not just ROCS. Like that's a little confusing sometimes. My dad was talking about it. Like they were
right.
animated rocks, not like a giant bird. Like
Earth elemental style, melding in and out of walls, and they just thought Jor looked so cute. But
Man,
I mean, he's probably fine now. He just ate some weird stuff, and then some other weird stuff happened, and he had to breathe underwater in a bucket. But it's fine.
although, and actually, Agron was. How close is Jorah to all of this? Is he there?
Yeah, where's Jor?
Jor is
In the
bored.
tree right behind me.
Jor is looking for the nearest thing that interests him. So he's, if you look around for him, you'll probably see him. But
Yeah, he's not in the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
no.
Agron, by the way, will then pipe up. By the way, we are all agreed Jorah is a goblin, right? Like, there's not, like...
Well, he says he's not, and I don't know this world, so maybe there's something else that's not technically a goblin that just looks like that.
But we're agreed he's not a baby earth elemental. Like, we didn't do something horrible, right?
No. That was Amonit's spell, which maybe he would explain to you in excruciating detail, but he flew off on Lester. So
Every time Amonit talks to me, my head hurts.
yeah, no, I don't think you're alone on that. So when
hey,
do we...
Jor. What are you?
Rude.
If Jor hears, Jor's going to be like, Jor is a dragon. Jor
Oh.
has decided this.
Oh, is that what baby dragons look like here?
No. I've heard of a type of dragon like that here.
Really?
I mean, I'm not really a troll.
What are you?
I'm half troll.
Oh,
I'm actually a half human.
okay. You guys are weird here. I like it.
No, but to be fair, well, maybe Jorah is a dragon. Like he always has some type of cover in his back, and by definition, it's 4 limbs and wings. So at least where I'm from, that's what the definition of a dragon is. Hey, Jorah, do you have wings?
Is it the ears?
Jor is now looking for wings.
Did someone steal your
Not all
wings?
dragons have wings.
Someone stole his wings, guys. We need to get his wings back.
Do you think maybe the Vermin Lord stole them?
Side quests. The Vermin Lord has taken Jor's wings, and they are assaulting our rodent army.
I'm no bard, but I heard a story about how for a dragon prince who's born without wings to like get his wings, he has to like have a dragon queen or something.
Well, we're working on that, but he has to get a suitably impressive present for his dragon girlfriend.
I think he tried that. He definitely had a weird interaction with my teddy bear.
I'm just gonna look at Spyder and be like, not a teddy bear. Definitely a succubus. Not a teddy bear.
Cool. I don't know what that is.
Just don't worry about it, because it's dead now. So yeah, when should we head out to deal with the Vermin Lord and get Jor's wings?
And Jor heard that his wings were with the Vermin Lord. So Jor is already heading through the forest.
You don't know where to go, though.
You don't know where he's going.
Oh my god.
I don't want to point fingers. It could have been Sultan Myopia, his arch nemesis. I'm not sure which one.
Okay. Well,
Hey,
let's just deal with both.
Squirrels, these are both bad guys, right?
Sultan Myopia was an ally of the Prince Squirrel before he died.
Oh, he did. Is he actually dead? Oh, I can't hear this. Never mind. Sorry.
So if he's been reincarnated, then hopefully they can reestablish that alliance, because Sultan Myopia used to be on our side.
Okay. Okay, so guys, might be a little more complicated than I thought. There's some squirrel politics involved here. So Sultan Myope is a former ally, so we need to like rebuild that bridge or make him see the error of his ways. So we'll kind of play that one by ear.
Okay.
But yeah, why not? Let's go. Let me get my bag.
What was I say? Are we? I feel like in need of a rest of some sort. At least the spell casty people.
Um,
I feel like.
yeah, possibly.
Because what time of day would this even be?
Let's see, you guys had a rest earlier. You went down and did some things. This is probably late afternoon, early evening at this point.
Okay. Well, how about we get dinner, relax a bit, and we'll leave first thing in the morning. Oh, because also the armor for Odie might be done by now. I don't remember how long they said that would take.
They said 2 days, and that was at least a day and a half ago.
So yay, maybe it'll be ready in the morning.
Do I have squirrel armor ready?
Let's see, remind me, you had turned in some stuff to the blacksmith to get some special armor made,
It
didn't
was
you?
like studded leather, wasn't it? You were wanting
Just leather.
leather.
I don't remember what it was exactly. It's been quite a while.
Yeah, let me see if I have notes. I do seem to remember it being leather.
Mm-hmm. I think it was studded leather because that's something that's not going. And if I remember right, it was.
Oh, I'm talking squirrel armor, by the way, not
yeah.
spider armor. I've already got armor.
Yep. The squirrel armor should be ready by now. You did provide some of it. It is basically studded leather armor for squirrels.
Right.
Little vests.
Yep, little studded leather armor vests.
I imagine they all have harnesses on them too, so they all can carry like tiny, tiny weapons, like cocktail, like the cocktail
Are we
swords,
mouse
only
guarding
made
this?
of actual metal.
We're mouse guarding this.
Yep. So when you go to pick up your squirrel armor, the blacksmith just giggles when he starts handing it over. He's like, my apprentices had so much fun making this. We have started an entire line of tiny, tiny armor. And they were able to make at least 20 sets of the studded leather squirrel armor for you.
Aww.
Excellent. Perfect. I mean, I'm not sure why you're laughing, but great. Good work.
I will say Agrin will go up to Sunbeam and be like, Sunbeam or Rob or however you prefer to be. What's wrong? Why did you should go talk to Horse? See if you can chat her up.
Yeah, go hang out, go chill.
Oh yeah, I forgot about what their initial reaction would be.
Make introductions.
So
Salt Lick.
Sunbeam would have caught up to you guys as you were heading back to check on the armor. And so it is. Sunbeam comes up and kind of like, I'm hearing myself echoing. I'm going to close the door. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry.
How dare.
Yep. Anyhow, so Sunbeam comes up to Horse, and they do that horse thing where they're kind of like nervously smelling each other's nose and doing that very gentle nose touch.
Yeah.
And both of them kind of like shy back, and then they come forward again. And then Sunbeam kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen two horses meet for the first time, but he actually bites her on the shoulder, and she jumps back, and she tries kicking him. And it's kind of an awkward interaction to watch from the
Agrin will be like trying to give them privacy, but also taking notes on how courtship works.
Immediate smell by touching nose to nose. Immediately bite shoulder. When being kicked, evade quickly.
In case Agrin ever runs into another bugbear that he's interested in.
Instead of a teddy bear.
He wasn't sexually attracted to the teddy bear. He's just Agrin.
But that's what I mean, is he was just like already not even there, so he's just like, nah, it's a teddy bear instead.
But yeah, Agrin will, as long as he's assured that nothing is going to happen to his precious Sunbeam.
But there are a few moments of like lightning crackling on horse and fire flaring up on Sunbeam.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't look like either of them are going to charge and like attack to hurt instead of test, which is what it sounds like they're doing.
As far as Agron's concerned, this is like a weird professional wrestling match, and they're just kind of in the middle of their intro.
This is the intro sequence.
The intro sequence. It's all just pyrotechnics right now. In fact, Agron might like. He hasn't done this yet, but I'll go ahead and say that he has. He will take out the luchador mask that he's commissioned for himself and put it on and be like, "Woo!" and then realize he's interrupted and then hide behind the hill again.
Okay.
Sorry.
We just need a whole luchador campaign. That needs to happen. I want it.
We just have to go to the monastery to the north, and yeah, you can have that.
Oh my god, yeah. Not Samaya, I need a different character.
But yeah, they're already set up. We're already set up for that.
Fuck yes.
For Spyder, for your squirrels, can someone remind me the studded leather base?
12.
12. All right.
12
so,
plus their dexterity score.
Yep. So
Modifier.
Thank you. For your squirrels, it's 12 plus their dexterity modifier for their AC now.
Okay.
Agron will, like, on his way back, will be whistling, like, right, or like humming, because I don't think he actually can whistle, so because I can't whistle, so he's just like very pleased with himself and been like, we're gonna get lightning fire horses, we're gonna get lightning fire horses.
Okay. Would each of you please roll me a straight d6?
Tres.
Tres.
Copycat. He copied me. I got it first.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so we'll start with those 2 3s.
Trey.
And with our threes, we're the highest of our group.
Oh my god, what's wrong? This is not a good sign, guys. Get combat because we screwed.
All right, so the 4 of you do see as you are exiting the blacksmith. Odie's armor is ready, by the way.
Woo!
You see that small gray tabaxi with 4 very small baby-like creatures following behind it, 2 of which are goats with dragon heads. One is a sea serpent, and one is a winged lion.
I go over to them immediately.
But there is no Legiana's oddly cube-shaped?
So let's see, Jor rolled
One's
one.
face is
So
just a little more cubist than you expected.
So the sea serpent does kind of have square-like properties.
Yay, it's the squag.
Something about it looks just a little bit like it came out of an 8-bit game.
Yeah.
It's just pixelated.
just slightly pixelated. Name it Pixie. Name it Pixie.
So the tabaxi walks up and goes, it turns actually towards the 4 creatures and points at you guys as, no, they're your parents, go.
I drop to my knees and open my arms to the creatures. Like my babies!
Yep. One of the goats with the dragon head runs up to you and headbutts your chest into your arms.
Hug it.
I would like, for my immersion purposes, like, how is the dragon head shaped? Is it like red with like swept back horns? Is it black with like that is oddly skull-like with curled forward horns? Is it like green with a long fin going up, or are we talking more and like white and really feral, or are we talking more metallic and like all of them smiley and?
Roll me a d10.
I feel like it's Shayna's goat. Mine is definitely Pixie.
Here. Is that a D10?
Yep.
6.
So yours weirdly has purple scales for
Okay.
its face. It has kind of like a curved
Oh God.
horns going back, and it's while its scales are purple, they're very dark and almost kind of like iridescent with spots that almost look like starlight.
Ooh, I like it. I like it a
Void
lot.
dragon. We have a void dragon chimera.
My baby, I would appreciate the appropriate amount of awe, which is you don't have enough. More, please.
Well,
Just
Agrin has no idea. Scott is like, oh shit, we have a void dragon. Pixie, like, is just a sea serpent. Like, how big of a sea serpent?
So right
And
now,
is it
it's just-
drowning right now? Is like Agrin gonna have to like dive tackle it and put it in a goldfish bowl?
so the tabaxi actually was carrying a bowl, and every so often Pixie would dunk its head into it.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the bowl, and I'm gonna take Pixie because it's obviously the squig, and then I'm going to immediately turn back around and be like, I need to the blacksmith. I need one of these, but about 4 times or 8 times as big.
Wait. Get it designed so that it can stay sealed around its head.
Oh, and I need it to be able to be harnessed to a fiery horse.
Go.
Wait a minute. Are you making a bowl for your squig?
You just
Yeah,
get a
for
big cauldron.
Pixie.
Just put a big steel cauldron, stick it on a wagon, attach it to Sunbeam. How?
Yeah, actually, that makes more sense. I need it mounted on a cart.
And with Sunbeam's heat, it's like a jacuzzi.
Uh-huh.
You just got us a hot tub.
With variable length and a thermometer, so you can make sure it's at the ideal temperature.
Yeah, we don't want to find a cooked squig.
Mhm.
A cooked pixie in the middle of it. Hard squig, sorry.
It also needs to be able to handle planar travel.
All right, so they're not going to really be able to help you much with the planar travel, but the rest of your request, it's going to take you several hours to like track down the various researchers that would be able to do that for you.
Also, it might be easier if the planar travel is a problem. That in a few years, it might be having to be transported by a horse that has both lightning and fire powers. Name to be determined. TBD.
TBD. That's its name now. Good job. TBD.
Okay, yeah, these are some very odd requests. You get some very weird looks.
So the cart needs to both be electric and fire resistant. I'm just making that out. Like, it can't be made out of metal and it can't be made out of wood.
But it has to be a survivable glass that can take the roughness of our travels.
Yes. And it can't be too heavy either.
You're just asking for a really specific feat of engineering that they clearly aren't capable of yet. No biggie. No biggie. It's fine.
So, it's not the blacksmith that ends up being able to potentially fulfill your requests. It is one of the tabaxis. They introduce themselves as Sunshine at Night. And they say, we could do something like a cart with a cauldron in the struts, basically, to do this for you. But I would, to make sure that it doesn't weigh too much, I'd have to make it out of bamboo. Now, for the fire and lightning resistance, if you provide me the materials that I can then
Can I craft it out of somebody named a Vermin Lord?
I don't know what a vermin lord is, so I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure it's a giant rat.
Probably not then. I need something that's hide is naturally lightning resistant and fire resistant. Very similar to that. Now,
You're
I'm gonna
not
say this-
touching horse or Ram Zombicorn.
That's what I was going to say. I am not saying you take their hide. I am saying that it needs to be some form of creature whose hide.
But if they have any children you don't like,
Am I in the area? Because I have solution.
I believe you would be.
Okay.
Unless you wandered off with your purple-headed goat.
No, I'm sitting on the floor playing with it because it's my new everything. Because I love Odie, but he's a rental. This is my new baby. So I had gotten 2 sets of hide from the Blue Dragon and given half of the claws and teeth and stuff away, but I still have one of the hides.
Yes.
Would that be sufficient for this contraption?
I mean, then we could actually make the the thing out of metal, and we just put it on top of the blue dragon, like as a
we
rug.
can use those, like, as padding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's just do that. Then we don't have to worry about it and just tuck it under and strap it down.
At which point Agron has a flash of insight from he's not that stupid, and he will be like, oh, and we also need to figure out a filtration system.
Can't we
By
just
the way,
do-
I am picturing right now like we're lugging around a gigantic saltwater fish tank.
I'm imagining that it's going to take us a bit to finish this, but that
Yeah.
once we do, we're going to have a caravan. We should sell tickets just to walk around.
you
Like,
guys,
you
we need
look
to,
at that, give me
we
a
need to
dollar.
put this to rest and just make our own circus, okay?
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of digging that idea once
It's
we.
going to be my Thieves Guild on the side.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yep.
Well, no, it's a circus, so we could. It's just is a thieves guild. It's supposed.
Yeah, it's going to be evil carnies. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Dibs on the high wire and all of the aerial acrobatics, silk dancing, all of that. Dibs.
Strongman and just like general like back.
You just pick me up and throw me at the top of the tent, and I catch something, and that's the show.
Yeah.
What are these other 2 babies look
Yeah,
like?
these other 2 creatures. We had another goat with a dragon head and
A winged lion.
winged lion.
Now,
Mhm.
the winged lion, its fur is actually white with some red, like, highlight sections.
So cute.
Now, it is still a baby winged lion. The second goat with a dragon head, I need someone to roll a d10 for me.
Ten apparently. How'd y'all take so long rolling? I could get a whole sentence.
Okay, so the other goat with the dragon head, its dragon head is very, very shiny. Actually, it is metallic, but it is reflecting the light really strongly, to the point where you could say it was almost like mercury.
I want to hug it. Will it also come over to me with the
Which,
other?
who are these other animals going to?
Right
Because I'm the only
now,
one being nice to them.
because the Mayo was like adoring the purple dragon-headed goat, they've actually been like staring at Jor.
All right. So I know back at, it was a 10, and you were going for Mercury Dragon, but I do want to clarify. It was Mercury Dragon. It's not emitting light. It's not a celestial dragon. It is a Mercury Dragon.
Yes,
Okay.
because I forgot to add celestial dragons to my list.
But that should just be what it is.
Ma'am?
I am okay with going that route because I did forget about them.
Oh, celestial.
Yeah, because we rolled a 10.
Yeah. Like
So
I'm going to just.
it's like a Mercury Dragon, just not crazy.
Which was the one I was taking care of for Agron while he was having his teen angst episode?
That was Squag.
Square.
So I'm attached to Squig too now.
I'm going to, if they're looking at me, I'm just going to pet them. How tall are these things?
You.
Yeah,
They're vaguely you.
are they my height?
yeah, they're about your height.
You're so
No
Sorry.
one is allowed to kill these things, by the way. I refuse to have another session of ghost goats.
Why though? Well, first of all, if anyone tries to hurt my baby, I will eviscerate you.
Mhm.
But why not ghost goats? Let's just go get other ghost goats. Every campaign now. We just
Ghost
need
goat.
them involved.
Okay. Well, Agron's delighted with Pixie and delighted with the idea that, that Sunbeam and Horse are having brown chicken, brown cow time.
I thought they were still introducing each other.
Yeah, Horse is gonna have a talk with Horse, or Spyder's gonna have a talk with Horse later on.
About protection.
Yeah, you're lawful good. It's chaotic evil. It's not gonna work out.
Don't
Take a
ruin
good
the
horse.
movie. You know how that's gonna end.
You know that the really good ones like the bad boys,
Yeah, you
and
can't make it a forbidden fruit. That's not gonna end well for you.
And if you tell the horse don't, it's going to just do it.
No, I want this to happen.
Oh, like
And you should really put it out
like
there.
you just
Do
like
not
hardcore, just come down on it. We're like,
hammer home that you don't
I
approve and that
forbid
he
this.
deserves better. And
yeah.
God. Now all of a sudden I'm getting like greaser vibes about Sunbeam for some
See, I
reason.
wasn't, but now I'm
Like the
picturing it in a.
squirrels,
I'm
like
picturing
that.
it in this in the motorcycle
Oh,
jacket,
Sandy. Yeah, the leather jacket and slick back hair.
and now Horse like in the weird like pink sundress thing from yeah.
Yes. What's happening? Where were we? Okay,
Yeah.
we had the celestial goat. That's what we were on. Celestial goat.
Mhm.
Psst, get here.
Yeah.
So we celestial goat, void dragon goat,
Yep.
Fine.
beautiful winged lion, and then pixelated
Thank you.
sea serpent.
Yeah. You want to stay here?
Okay, so now I'm getting weird delay on my own headset set. That's weird. The just out of curiosity, sea serpent. It just looks like a large water snake. There's nothing else about it. Like it's. Can I get a? Can I get a more? You said sea serpent, but I want a little bit more idea of what I'm dealing with at this point.
Leviathan.
Yeah, does it look like it's about to get really big?
We're all gonna get really big.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a problem.
Why would
Later
you
on.
when this is obviously fun? See, you can go to your girlfriend now and say, "Look, I didn't mean to, but somehow I became a single father. You really should make an honest man out of me, and that's how you get married, and that's how you get your wings."
All right, so I
Everything
will
romance novel.
describe it like this. So it does look very snake-like.
Let's do it.
It does have two kind of like fins coming off both sides of its head. Its yellow is a bright gold. The fins have both like a teal and purple coloration going back on it. It has a center fin going down its entire body, and it has fins along its side, actually 4 sets of them. Again, that teal and purple coloration coming out. And as it kind of like moves through the water, once it gets settled, it has slight light following each of its fins.
Oh, so I was like, yeah, fuck Leviathan until she's mentioned the 4 fins, and now I'm like, oh crap, is the Zephyr or a Tempest? Are we dealing with actually an air elemental now? And like with the light, that could be either a Leviathan or a Tempest, because Tempests are all like lightning based. It's
Save it for the surprise.
yeah.
Save
Well,
it
we'll
for
just go
one
with
of
it. We'll go with the surprise of.
One of the goats is gonna sprout a snake tail or something at some point, or another head. Like it's just gonna be a thing.
Considering that right now, with the exception of the winged lion, 3 of the creatures are all world ending.
What?
This is all awesome.
It's gonna be a great circus.
Yeah.
And since no one's, I don't know if the baby lion was the
By the way,
The winged lion.
out of character, Agron has no idea what this because he wouldn't even know what this concept was. Void dragons summon black holes.
Oh, we're perfect. He can summon a hole, and we could just peace out and do another plane.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Sure.
Perfect. Dang. He's perfect, my little baby. You ever
Celestial dragon summons supernovas. By the way,
This celestial dragon that I'm looking at, is it a male or a female?
checking?
Or should I start thinking of gender neutral names?
Give me a nature check.
Well,
I'm gonna
Doors.
how quickly do goats start? Because the goat lower half. So like, how
you want me to Google it? How?
quickly do goats start showing?
At what age?
So
Jor
goats
does not
actually start showing immediately. Jor does not know, however.
Agron will do one of these things. Like he has no idea how to gender his sea serpent, but he will kind of like look down. I imagine all of us at some point like, what should I name it? And all of us kind of do one of these. Like look under.
I'm waiting until mine does a thing, and then I'll base a name on a future escapade.
For the two goats and the lion, though, would someone give me roll a d2?
I'll do this 3 times. First time will be the purple dragon. The light dragon, and then finally the lion.
All right. The lion is female. The two goats are male.
Okay. So for now, I'm just calling it Baby Boy as a nickname until I get an occasion to actually name it.
Agron will look toward George like, those are some big honking balls that goat has on it right now.
The lion is also Snow Pea until I figure something else out. Because you said it's white, right?
Yes, it is a white
Snow
lion.
Pea.
Jor's sitting there trying to figure out how he's going to support his new child.
Obviously, marry your girlfriend. I already told you.
Actually, and Agron will congratulations, Jor. It's a boy.
It's a boy.
They're brothers! Wait. Your girlfriend's not going to get mad at me, is she? If we each have a child and they're related, I don't want anything to do with that. That's your drama.
Well, I also have a child, and it's related.
That's true. They are all related.
Although I feel like I might have gotten the runt. Is the thing is like, I feel like it's also like when the Netflix, like it's not that it's actually pixelated, but when the Netflix is buffering, so you get those like squares of like
squares of movement around it before the full new image loads.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next frame.
It has a weird displacer beast effect that doesn't actually do anything, just causes everybody's eyes to go like.
I love displacer beasts.
I do too, but like instead of it being like displacer beast where it's
Yeah.
you don't notice it, it's everybody's eyes just kind of like. Ugh. As
Any-
the lag takes effect.
After all of this, so the Tabaxi just runs up, hands them off to us, and then runs off.
Yeah, it's practically stalking off.
Thank you. Bye.
It waves like absent-mindedly behind it. It has
Yeah. Oh, for Odie's armor,
Mhm.
what stats? What do I get?
So it is a leather armor set.
Okay.
So Odie can actually, what is it, D11 plus his dexterity, but he is also resistant to fire damage right now.
Okay, yay. We'll never come across fire again with my luck. But I'll take it. Oh, that's actually
We'll find something.
that's less AC than I have though. Or
I
that's
mean, if you'd really like to, Agron can have Sunbeam attack Odie.
I don't want to like test it, but thank you.
What is Odie's current AC?
16.
16. So
And
what is
his
his
dex is 4. So 11, if it was 11 plus the 4 for leather armor, he would be able to be at 15.
Okay, then we're going to use studded leather armor stats. He gets
Okay.
resistance to fire, and he gets a +1 to AC.
Okay. That might make sense too, because I also gave them a bunch of claws and teeth with it, with
Yep.
the leather. So maybe they use that as the. It's bone and tooth studded.
Yep.
Yay.
By the way, have we had a long rest yet? Just
Yeah,
curiosity.
we're going to. Well, we're going to before we leave.
Yep. You're going to, because also the Tabaxi Sunshine at Night and their assistants are going to need the night to finish putting together your cart.
Yeah, I'm not leaving without my saltwater fish tank.
Oh.
Jor's wondering
Now-
if he should have them build like goat armor.
He actually, and Agrin will say, actually, not only do you mind making like a horse harness, can you also make a harness for me in case, like, I really haven't asked him yet if he's willing to pull this.
Yeah, all right, let me take some measurements on you. And after measuring you, they will work on that too. Okay, nothing I can do about that one. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just like shit. Didn't think about any of that.
Yeah, but it is +1 to his AC.
That's fine. That's fine.
I will say instead of fire, because they would have known about Odogaren's resistance to fire. Instead of fire, it could be poison if you want.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll take a new one.
Okay. So for the cart, because you guys have already paid for all the armor,
Yes.
they are going to request, if you can do it, 2,000 gold pieces worth of.
Agrin's gonna be like, really? Because like a standard cart is only like 50 gold, and like we're providing the blue dragon skin to make it so it doesn't zap. It's resistant to lightning damage.
I feel like it's more the rush job.
It's the rush job, and it's actually the filtration system. The filtration
Oh,
system
so this is
the main
including of the like giant fish tank. Okay.
thing. Yeah.
Agrin will like start patting around like, I only got 1,000 gold. Can anybody help me? I owe you.
I spent everything on my armor for Odie.
Jor will hand over like the 700 gold he has, and then the 100 gold worth of diamonds.
Like it's like literally like, this is all we got.
Let me see.
Jor doesn't actually need money; he just eats off everybody else's plates.
Yep. Well, we'll do this for you guys. You've really actually helped us a lot. We'll consider it a discount, and they will get to
Yay.
work.
Yay, me, Agrin and Jor are now broke.
Yeah, that's okay.
Let me go. Hold on. Let me go through. Have a look.
Do you know who has all the money? I'm on it.
I'm on it. Yeah. Who just flew off on Lester? Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
I have a ruby, but that's all I have that's actually valuable. So
They
it's like
accepted 1,800. We have the completely useless fish tank.
Okay.
That we spent this much gold on.
Oh,
That now Agrin is probably gonna have to lug around because there is no way this nightmare is gonna take this thing.
maybe in time you can train him.
Yeah, you might be able to convince Frankie to help with that.
Frankie will carry
Who's
it.
Frankie?
Frankie is my flesh golem. Excuse
Oh
me.
yeah, that's right. Actually,
Wow.
we actually it's been established Agrin and Frankie are like the same size. So like,
Ugh.
so Agrin will actually be like Frankie.
No,
I-
you don't get to ask Frankie for help anymore. How dare you use Frankie?
Hey, who spent like most of that game wrestling Frankie? And pulling all of his WWE knowledge that he acquired when he was 14, because like that's the last time I watched professional wrestling.
When all you had to do was let me say hello, and then we have a new friend. Lesson learned.
You said hello. We spent like 6 turns doing that.
Yeah, I know. That was well, because you kept hurting him, and it was scaring him.
It had nothing to do with him like hurting the rest of us.
No, not at all. Frankie's innocent. Thank you. I'm glad that you acknowledge this. If I can, I'll ask Frankie first of all if he wants to go with us on this little trip.
He makes that weird sound he does with the hand that is his tongue.
He sticks out and speaks sign language with the words yes or no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And he goes, yes.
Like, okay, do you want? We have this new weird thing, and Agrin's low-key freaking out about it. Would you mind helping him like carry it while we go?
Agrin is actually gagging every time that tongue comes out because he remembers that tongue while he was hugging it, basically. And it'll be like, yes, this weird thing. Like, indicating all of our pets. And
out of
Frankie.
our menagerie, he had this weird. It's the contraption that's weird, not the creatures. The creatures are beautiful. It's the stuff that's weird.
I want to refocus us on what we're seeing right now. We have Agrin, who's riding a nightmare. Squirrel, who's riding basically a Kirin.
Yes.
With a bunch of squirrels.
Surrounded by squirrels.
Covered in squirrels.
Jor, our goblin, who I would say Agrin at some point would have went. Well, I would think somebody in our group would have fashioned tiny little wings for him to attach to his back.
I'm working on it. I'm gonna carve them next time we have a break.
But Jor actually has a mimic on his back too.
Yeah, he has his mimic satchel.
Yeah,
I actually think the mimic itself, hearing and having to look for wings, has mimicked itself into a pair of dragon wings on Jor's back.
See, Jor is a dragon. He has a dragon
with
child.
like
dragon.
blinky eyes on those wings, just like blink, blink.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So I and
really normal looking. So.
and we are still like looking up into the sky, looking for our mushroom person riding the giant like
Shrieking wyvern?
yeah, shrieking wyvern, and then you're like this weird thing that we're pulling.
Weird contraption. It bubbles.
Oh, and our goats and the flying lion, like all the shit is coming with us.
Yeah.
So why are we taking everything?
Because we don't know.
Because we don't know when we'll be back.
We're hoarders. Like, let's just be real about it. We hoard things, but they're living things.
And apparently they don't want to take care of them anymore. So
Yeah, that's the main
I think
thing.
we're stuck with these little,
Like,
avatars that we have going
Agron's
on.
like, if I hadn't just spent all of my money and yours money on this tank.
Well, wait a second. Don't all those guys work for us?
No.
No, we were like,
They're being really nice and letting us stay here. They do not
technically
work
they're
for us?
refugees, which are probably like the most poor people on this planet right now.
So
Yeah.
why don't we make a proposition and they can like join our circus and
Well,
be like the back whatever people.
Well, they're definitely not the poorest people. I think that it's
No, it's
Jor.
That's not Jor and Agron.
They're not the poorest people.
I mean, really, we could use their support. They could use our income.
We don't really have a stable income, though. We don't have a stable income yet, though.
They don't know that.
I'm not gonna lie to them.
It's not a lie.
But it's not true.
And the person that has all of our money flew away on a giant ice.
Yeah, if you're
Creature.
worried about money, go after him on it.
Did he steal our money?
He has
Yeah.
all of our money.
I knew I didn't trust that guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start trying to pick his pockets next time I see him.
Does Mon have pockets, or is it more like weird?
It's just
spore
like weird
thing?
mushroom sex.
Yeah.
You have to like.
Actually, Agron, like, I actually tried once, and I just got all these like spores, and he holds it up, and it's like that weird picture of genital warts you saw in health class once.
Oh.
Like,
No. All right, erasing that from my memory.
sorry.
Okay, so now we're on figuring out leaving and taking all of these baboos with us.
Spyder, if you do want to try to convince some of the research commission to join your circus, I will need a persuasion check.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around and try to.
Can I just roll an insight on Spyder? Because I want to know. Samaya wants to know if you genuinely want to start a circus or if you're trying to take advantage of them.
No, I'm not trying to take advantage.
Oh, so I don't even need an insight roll for that.
No, he's sincere.
Oh, okay. If you're sincerely just trying to start a circus, I'm down, and I will help you try and convince them.
Spyder's hanging out because he's like, he's as lost as anybody else, even though he's from this place.
Yeah. Shit's been weird for poor Spyder for quite a while now. All right, no, if you're trying to convince them, I'll come along with and do like acrobatics to show them, like, look, see?
Yeah, I'll kind of give him my quick elevator speech business plan.
Okay. You have advantage then.
Oh, well, good, because I didn't roll good either time.
I'm gonna roll my.
Okay.
Nice. Circus.
That was my acrobatics score.
Okay, so you get 13 members that join. Roll me 2d10 real quick. 5 and 5. Okay, so 13 divided by 5. You get 5 humans and 5 tabaxi.
Okay. So is in part of your elevator speech, is this circus, is that what we're doing right now? Traveling, or are we like setting that up when we get back? What's your...
Oh, I was thinking when we got back. I mean,
Okay.
kind of a personal side quest everybody's going on. So
While we travel, we can figure out routines and
yeah,
what we're going to have in which ring. And make sure that it's fireproof.
and how crime is going to fit into it.
Yes.
As long as you don't tell Samaya about it, that's fine.
Yes.
Just don't tell her. She's not going to ask. She believes you now.
Six,
There we go.
7. There we go. Sorry, 6 humans, 7 tabaxi.
Ah, okay.
Anyhow, so you do have these 13 members that will assist in taking care of your animals, and will also be working with Spyder and Sameo and the rest of you to work out routines. And also there's at least half of them that are totally down with the whole thieving section that Spyder is planning.
Awesome.
Again, circus. Like,
/ traveling thieves guild.
Yes.
that's the best thieves guild, because as soon as they realize we're a thieves guild, we're already gone for like 3 days.
Right. And then we come back. It was all a misunderstanding.
Aren't we already on a quest to like take over your thieves guild? How many of those do you need? You're so greedy. I want all of the thieves guild.
Here's the thing, if he's creating his own, does he really need to take over his old one?
Yes.
Not really. I need revenge. That's different.
But then we don't have to deal with taking over.
Yeah,
We don't-
because it's because then we don't have to worry about territory things. Like,
politics more assassinating. Got
like
it.
it's less taking over and more replacing.
Okay.
I
Like-
mean, that's more of a longer term goal, because the part you probably don't know, or I might not have mentioned, is that thieves guild is on a totally different continent.
No, we know. That's why we were trying to save money to get a boat, but we just spent it all on a tank.
Well, two
No,
of us did.
Agrin and Jor did.
Fair.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I didn't pay for my ticket over here or anything.
And George's still trying to figure out how he got.
I feel like there's
here
going to be an entire, like, there is a conversation about whether or not, like, we can transport a circus. Like, it's hard to stow away an entire circus on a boat. I think somebody would notice that. However, we
let's
do
get
have
out.
literally a flying horse.
We
You could
do
just steal
also
a boat.
we do also have at least 2 creatures capable of planar travel.
Did
Me
you
and
the creature?
Sabine.
Yeah, and if
So,
we let's face it, if we can find I'm just blanking on his Chester's character. I'm on it. I know he's capable of planar travel. Maybe we should just try to find him, and he can teleport us all there.
well, let's go deal with the vermin first. I'll leave a note for him on it. Which of the creatures are we leaving behind? Now that we have people we could leave them with that would be willing to deal
As
with it.
much as Agrin doesn't want to, he feels like leaving Pixie behind is probably a good idea, considering she is. Although we haven't actually determined her gender
That might be a bit.
later.
You want me to ask her?
Sure.
I'll cast speak with animals.
I don't think Pixie is an animal.
She looks like an animal.
Does not work, though. Let me look that up.
I feel like the only person who
We-
speaks primordial is Agrin. Or not Agrin, as Amon.
Oh, do they speak primordial? I speak primordial. What's up? What you need? Who am I talking to? Hi. That's how I yelled at the Terrans to give us back our baby Jor.
Yes.
So she says she's a girl.
Do they speak primordial? Because if they do, I start bubbling at it.
I am looking that up right now because I want to make sure it. Da-da-da-da.
If it speaks Aquan, it technically speaks a more primordial.
So it understands abyssal, common, celestial, draconic, infernal, and primordial, but can't speak.
But
I
can't
Does have
speak.
telepathy
Oh.
up to 120.
But it has telepathy, so it can speak to all of us.
Okay, so
Oh.
I'll ask it in primordial, specifically in Aquan, yeah. I'll say, like, if you can, swim up to the top for female and down to the bottom for male. Or just stay where you are if you don't know yet. Because you may not know yourself. You are a baby.
You hear in your heads, what is male and female?
Perfect. Don't worry about it.
Agrin, like, their first words. It is like Agrin is actually tearing up too.
This is a
Did
conversation
anybody
for another
record this?
Instead, let's record. What, do you have anything you want us to call you?
I haven't been given a name yet.
Yes, you have as Pixie.
Yeah, everyone was calling you Pixie. Do you like that?
Oh, that was me? Then
Yeah.
Pixie. I am Pixie.
It's because you pixelate everything around you.
What are pixels?
What are pixelate?
It's when everything becomes cubist. And before you ask, it was an art fad about 120 years ago. And then weirdly, Agrin goes into an entire thing about cubism for the next, like...
From another plane. It doesn't even exist here.
So after you kind of
Although I would say, like, it's actually not true. Like, cubism in our world would be like Picasso, but it's more like pointillism. Is what Agrin is describing.
So when you get to like a pausing point, Pixie will go, "You mean like this?" And it explodes into little square pixels, and it kind of goes out like a cloud and then reforms, still like pixelated around all of its.
You're so
Agrin vomits.
No, I start cheering and clapping because that shit's amazing.
Yeah,
Everybody
Joe
made
has
fun of the
learned
squag. We now have the most powerful entity on the planet. Goddamn fish tank.
I was a swag. So who we're leaving behind Pixie. I will ask. I'll start speaking in all of my languages. Oh yeah, right, same plane. I will ask the lion and my baby goat I'll start speaking like Abyssal and then Common and Elvish and Primordial, and I'll go through everything to see if they respond to, do you want to come with me or do you want to stay here for a bit?
So the two dragon-headed goats actually respond in Draconic. That
Okay.
we follow parents.
Okay. about-
The winged lion actually can't speak and unfortunately doesn't have telepathy, so it actually dances a circle and then headbutts probably Jor.
Haha, because your head height. Dude.
I think he wants to go. He or she.
The goats are the dudes.
Agron will actually look to Pixie and be like, so you're really hard to transport, but do you want to come with us?
Yes. We go on
Okay,
adventure.
Agron will put on the harness.
I was gonna say Frankie was gonna help. if you
Frankie
need-
was going to sign back I carry
Okay.
Yeah.
with
So
his,
he'll really.
with his tongue hand.
He has one arm under, one around, and then the tongue arm like around the corner to make sure it's really stable.
Oh god.
So gross.
Every now and then, the little fingers will like play in the water to play with Pixie, and then go back to holding it.
God, I'm gonna have nightmares.
I love it.
If we're going to have like a long rest before we leave, Jor's going to teach his child proper table manners under how to eat underneath the table.
Okay, so before your long rest, when Chef has served everything and you guys are fighting with your silverware, because not all of it is normal silverware, every so often you see like a goat hoof come up and knock something onto the floor. You see Jor's hand come up like normal.
Oh my god.
At some point, Agron will actually try to like slink under there and have dinner with them, but Agron's 8 feet tall, so it just kind of raises up the entire table.
Yeah, if I notice them grabbing for particular foods that they like, I'll push those closer to the edge of the table so they can reach them easier. But I stay up there with my babies.
But Agron is courteous, so he will go to the center, knowing that he's pushing up the entire table, so like it is still balanced like on his head.
You just every time you chew, the table rattles a little bit because
Yeah.
your head moves.
What do celestial dragons like to eat?
Typical things most dragons like, mainly meat, but they do also like the finer things of life. So
Champagne.
really,
Hydrogen. They really like hydrogen.
Yeah.
Light atoms, you know,
yeah, things like that.
whatever my little void baby wants, I feed him. Anything he looks interested, I'm like, you want this?
Helium. He likes helium.
Put the balloons.
We legitimately have 2 nuclear furnaces right next to each other, just to let you guys know.
And I love them.
This is Jor's baby.
Yeah.
He's going to raise it. He's going to be a good father.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
He's got to prove it to his dragon girlfriend.
yes, he does. This is a really great, you know what? This is another courtship thing. You're showing that you can be paternal and that you can be a good leader to small little things.
No, I don't know that red dragons are so much into that.
No, you don't think so? Building an army of weird ass.
I think he's just gonna get burned.
No, she would never.
I don't know, as long as he can prove that, like, you know, he's fiscally responsible and not spend all of his money on a filtration system for a fish tank, he should be good.
For a fish that's not
See, Jor wasn't spending his money on that. Jor was helping a friend.
Mm-hmm.
that's the excuse.
Yes.
Yep.
I didn't spend $5,000 on gambling. I was paying off his gambling debts.
Just so you know, Jor could get this money back.
Well, obviously.
Jor has not been collecting money this time.
Yeah, fair.
It's not my gambling debt. I could make it back. I just need to get like a good lucky streak on red right now, and then we'll be in the black.
24.
Yeah, just one lucky roll of the roulette table, and we'll be good.
You haven't lost if you haven't stopped playing yet.
Mhm.
Keep playing eventually. Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
don't gamble, kids.
Yeah, please don't don't say kids because remember we can't. This is
Oh
the
right.
like. In fact, I don't think any of us have dropped the F-bomb yet. So like we haven't made we haven't like. Remember, we have to drop fuck like once an hour in order to make sure YouTube doesn't think that we're for kids.
Oh, it is. We have to.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like a requirement because YouTube
damn
is.
shit. Okay, what?
Okay, so you guys are going to, after your meal, where all of this happened that we just talked about,
Mhm.
you're going to have a chance for a long rest. Your various...
Yay! That question I asked an hour ago.
Question.
Which one?
About a long rest.
Yes, you get your long rest. You haven't been attacked. You're in your Agrin's dad and his aunt Whisper's home. Your various new fur babies are cuddling up against you.
Agrin doesn't
Agrin's
have any
bed is
fur
directly-
babies.
Scaly baby.
Scaly baby. Sunbeam attempts to sleep with Agrin in whatever bedding Agrin
Sleep with
has-
Agrin? Shouldn't he be trying to sleep with Horse?
Not yet.
It's too early. Stop pressuring them. Let them go their own pace.
Okay, Agrin will like shift because I feel because as big as Agrin is, Sunbeam's still bigger. So at some point, Agrin gets really warm through the night, though.
Yep, because Sunbeam forgets to concentrate on not causing fire damage to you. Because he's asleep. So yes, Agrin, your night is actually way warmer than you anticipated. Everyone else is... I mean, little Pixie, of course, can't quite snuggle with you, but every so often you feel an excessive amount of steam as Pixie shifts and some water hits you.
You're sleeping in a sauna.
Yeah.
No, actually, I was about halfway through. Agrin would actually just like after he's pretty sure that Sunbeam is like asleep, will actually shift away and just to cool down, drops himself into to Pixie's tank.
Oh, good. Wet fur.
Oh yeah, Agrin is gonna make the rest of you guys miserable.
Wet bugbear.
Gross.
Okay, the following morning you wake up. Chef cooks actually a full breakfast for all of you with a range of options before you guys head out. Your 13 new followers, plus your fur babies, your followers have actually totally set up and have their own packs and are going to be traveling with you through the jungle.
I will say Agrin would actually have like woken up, went over to Sunbeam, made sure Sunbeam didn't feel rejected, and warmed up next to Sunbeam to dry out. So it's less that like he's wet for bugbear, but it's more like bugbear hitting by a blow dryer.
Static.
Yeah,
You
just-
are a giant ball of static.
Yeah.
My hair.
Okay, so before you leave the research commission, is there anything else you guys want to do?
Does anyone need to stock up on like arrows or bolts or anything?
I will
I
make
am
sure I have a nice big bag of like assorted nuts, whatever they have on hand.
Good idea.
Pretty easy to get. That's only going to be like a couple gold for probably around 30 pounds worth.
There you go.
I actually think I need more bows now that I've said it. Yeah, so I would need to.
More bows or more arrows?
Oh, god damn it, arrows. Sorry.
Shooting bows out.
Yeah, just like shoot bows out of my bow. No, so I was reading I had the short bow, long bow, and then I had the magic long bow that you gave me, and I was just that was the word I saw. But yeah, no, I need to get a set of arrows.
Okay. So, da-da-da-da. That doesn't help me. Darn you.
Agron, when he gets to breakfast, or what are you guys doing? It kind of does this because like the fur is so staticky, it's like blocking his vision, and he's like, food, food.
Your dad laughs at you.
You know, you could use like sets of oils and stuff to deal with that hair, right?
Agron taps you in the forehead and like lets the static discharge through you.
Ooh, it was like coffee. Pull out a little jar of coconut oil. Try this. Rub that down everywhere.
And then the smell of the wet fur, because it's actually his wet dander is what's that smell. So it's.
You don't go to the root. It's just the ends.
Alrighty, let's see.
Are you looking up static discharge? Damn it.
No, that's just a brief shock. It would be wouldn't even cause 1 point of damage.
But it would hurt like a mother. Both Agron and Samael.
Yeah, it would hurt.
Why'd you do that? I'll punch you in the shoulder.
Alright, so for a full 20 like regular arrows, it's just 2 silver pieces for a full quiver.
Okay.
If you want special arrows,
I was just gonna ask. You say that like there are special arrows I can have.
oh yeah, Spyder has several that he's.
Oh right.
So you do have options for arrows with white feathering and red feathering and yellow and black feathering and purple feathering.
Is there like
all of them have slightly different properties.
Mhm.
They typically, because they are magical, are going to be about 1 gold piece each.
Is there like a sampler set or something?
Oh, yes, there is a sampler set of 5. It's actually only 4 gold pieces instead of 5 gold pieces.
Hey.
Are they labeled, or you're just supposed to know? Is it like, and is it on like a platter? Like does some like poor tabaxi waiter come up?
So this is going to be in the Fletcher shop, which isn't fully set up. It's kind of a rustic styled building. Most of the walls aren't there. They do have, the human that runs it does have a tabaxi assistant. And they do actually move around and actually display different arrows and bows that they have available. The sampler platter would have a red one, a white one, a purple one, and a yellow and black one. The red one does fire damage, the white one does lightning damage, the purple one is poison, and the yellow-black one is paralytic.
Okay.
Paralytic?
What does that do?
I think it does paralyzing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take a set of standard arrows, and then I'll try the sampler platter if that's okay.
Okay.
How much are the poison arrows?
They're 1 gold piece each.
How many has he got?
He actually has quite a lot. He's got 20 of each outside of the sampler platter.
Okay.
Are you wanting to get some?
Yeah, I'm gonna get some poison arrows. How many are you getting?
I was just getting 1 of each type for now to see if I like them.
Okay.
The sampler.
Okay, I've got my balance. Actually, I'll get. You said how much did you say it was for a set of 20 of the arrows?
So normally, a regular set of 20 regular arrows is only 2 silver pieces.
Is it 10 silvers a gold? I forget.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just get 5 sets then to make it even. I'll just get 100 arrows.
Everything is 10 to 1 with the exception of Electrum, because Electrum is stupid, and, like... I'm sorry, fight me on this. Electrum is stupid. It's 10 copper to a silver, 10 silver to a gold, but Electrum is 2 Electrum to a gold. And it's 2 gold to a platinum. It's like a 50-cent piece.
Okay, there you go. Also, just think of it that way.
Just have 5 silver. Why make up an entire thing of EP just to annoy people?
Actually, I think I'll get. So wait, if Spyder's buying them out of poison, which is what it sounds like, can I get 10 each then of the fire, lightning, and paralytic?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll have 1 poison and 10 of the rest of them.
I will say Agrin is, like, really excited when he hears sampler platter because he thinks of, like, his dad's shop, and that's, like, the best deal. And then he realizes these, or A, he can't afford it, and B, that these are weapons. It's probably not a good idea to bite the poison arrows.
Yeah, no. Sorry, Agrin.
But food.
Did you say that there was ice or not?
No.
Nope, not in this shop. They haven't received any materials to be able to make the ice arrows.
What do you need for those?
Materials from a icy wyvern.
Like a
I mean,
Legiana that stole our
Yeah.
our spore druid.
You know, I kept trying to get that weird mushroom guy to give me some bits from Lester, but he just wouldn't. So frustrating. I mean, they would have been perfect.
Stingy.
Yeah. Like, so if we were to find Lester, get its scales, and save our purely good and not at all aligned to a demon prince ally.
Yeah.
You could make her ice arrows?
Yes,
Could
absolutely.
we get a
I
discount on that?
could. Yeah, if you bring me materials, it's 50% off.
Could we get them for free?
No.
Agrin.
I'm out.
I'm still in. Thank you for your business.
All right.
Opposite, but I'll go. All right.
Enjoy the arrows.
Thank you, I will. Alright.
For actual damage purposes, if you hit with the fire or lightning, they're going to deal an extra d6 of that type of damage. For the paralytic, it is a DC 12 Constitution saving throw for your target after you hit them. If
Okay.
they fail, they are paralyzed for an hour.
Okay.
For the poison, it is a DC 12 Constitution saving throw, but then if they fail, they get a d6 of poison damage, as well as they have the poison condition for 24 hours.
Okay. Got it.
All right, I'm going to use the head real quick while you guys contemplate other chaos. I will be right back.
I'm all good to go now. I just
Agrin's all good to go. He's negotiated as much as Agrin could. I don't have any beer left.
24. Did anyone have anything else they wanted to do before we headed out?
Hey, I
Sure.
think
Nope.
I'm good. I've been literally just dicking around.
That's what this campaign is.
I still don't have a feel for Agrin. Like, it is so weird. Like, like, Nargo is easy because he was so stupid. Agrin
Yeah.
is not. Like, I'm trying to play Agrin as innocent. Apparently, stupid, way easier to play than, like, innocent.
I get it.
because mainly I just want to make jokes the entire time, and
And you can't with him.
yeah.
Aw. Well, it's still he'll as he gets used to us and experiences the world, he is becoming less innocent. So he can start cracking those jokes.
I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens when Becca decides to actually, because I know she's going to, because she's gonna find it delightful. Of the horse, sunbeam thing is going to end up. We're gonna have the weirdest creature ever.
I literally do want all of us to have one. Just this really is the circus.
With
gonna
our
have-
400 squirrels.
Yep. Oh well, that's what the logo that I'm doing will have to be for. The "Be Our Friend?" question mark will be the slogan for our circus.
Oh God! I just realized that also means that we would probably like any kid that wants to run away and join the circus. Our circus would be the one that actually like lets them do it because we're just like, sure, this is a perfectly safe place for a kid to grow up.
Terrible reputation.
Sure, small child. Try the trapeze. Get up there. All right.
Nat, what are you, a pussy? No.
Sounds like we're good to head out.
Yeah.
All right.
Becca came back for that.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so the morning dawns, because as it always does, because dawn.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird if the morning dust.
It would. I might use that sometime in the future. But anyhow,
Just to throw you off your game.
This isn't like a Pratchett like comment. Just like and the morning dust.
I love it though. I love Pratchett.
Yep.
Everyone loves Pratchett.
I do Pratchett. Okay.
so after breakfast, you guys set out with your menagerie and followers
Yes.
out into the jungle of Akira, headed to the north to find the Vermin Lord and Sultan Myopia. The squirrels are extra chipper this morning, running back and forth in between everyone's feet, except for the little gray one and the red one, that is the constant companion of Spyder, seem to be running up ahead, waiting for Spyder to catch up enough, and then running further.
Aww.
Sadly, now that I know where you guys are going, I am going to call it there for tonight, so I can do a little bit of prep work for next week.
Oh, you have to do prep work for us. That's sad.
I'm sure we require a lot of preparation.
That just sits there and waits until we eventually stumble our way into it.
She just has these tables, and she just rolls. This is what happens.
I do have a lot of tables, to be honest. Oh, I hope you guys all had fun.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of a shopping episode, and you got back together with Spyder.
Yay,
Okay,
Spyder.
I want to admit I feel really bad right now. I was messing with Sasava, my snake, right now, like because I had just fed her and she was like looking at me, and I wiggled my finger right in front of the glass, and she struck the glass.
Oh no! Where's Zava?
Oh, I think she's yeah.
It's mean.
You okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
You bonked yourself.
What kind of snake is it?
It's a bull snake. She's perpetually hungry. It's just something about.
I used to have snakes.
Ooh.
We had a Colombian red-tailed boa. I named her Boots. I told her if she ever bit me, she'd be Boots.
Dork.
Sasava's never bit me. Like it's just I think she has. I'm pretty sure she tracks days. Like today, because Monday is her feeding. Sunday and Monday are her feeding days, and we missed yesterday. She was staring at her feeding area right now, and so I'd already just fed her, and then I was kind of messing with her, and yeah, she snuck this glass. Anyways, go back to Becca. Sorry, I had to shower.
Nope, I'm calling it there for tonight as the party heads off to the north to track down the Vermin Lord and Sultan Myopia. Most of the squirrels are in really high spirits, running in between your feet and around all of your followers, except for two. The little gray one and the red one that is Spyder's constant companion keep running ahead and then waiting for you guys to catch up and then running further ahead.
Rusty and Mouser.
Yep, Rusty and Mouser.
Oh, adorable. By the way, I just really need to know, are we tracking